You are. All right, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. This is Fight Talk with the BMAs. I'm joined by my boy K West Slick, G-Man out here back in Dubai, and this is the second one, right, for the new year. We done one last week, didn't
This
we?
is the second
Yeah,
one. We
yeah,
did one
yeah,
last
yeah.
week. Yeah, we
So
did.
we want to
Oh
talk
no,
about
week
some
before.
fight news and stuff. That fights are coming up, and we had some news this week. Two big newses. But anyway, we'll get to that. Bro, how you doing? How's everything going, man? Oh,
All
by
is
the
well,
way,
man. Yo,
to
yo.
the listeners, I was just gonna say I apologize. I don't like eating on a podcast, but
Out here munching.
timing is just bad today. It's just really hard. I got work call after this, and yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna put myself on mute so you don't hear me chomp 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 while you talk, because I know that's annoying. But yeah, you go, bro. How's everything going, man?
Yeah, obviously New Year's kicked in, just kind of going through it. People are a little bit hungover from all the Christmas and buying this and buying that. So, January is always a little bit slow this time of year anyway. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm just kind of formulating things for my trip to Thailand. Got a bit of a scare because they were like, "Oh no, China's put the restrictions up. Thailand pulled the borders up." Like it was just like, you can only come in if you're vaccinated, and I mean, I'm not, so that's just where it goes. But within 4 days, they quashed all of that. I made sure that my ticket was refundable and this and that, just to make sure that I was safe as well. Um, so that was a big sigh of relief. So all in all, I'm good, man. I'm just here, my mom's here. We just been kicking it, watching movies and eating and laughing and whatnot. And yeah, I'm back on the dating scene as well. So pretty good.
Nice, man. Sounds good. Well, I'm glad Thailand worked out. When you heading to Thailand?
17th of March.
Damn, okay, you'll be there during my birthday, which would be the 26th.
Would
It's
you
not weird. Wait,
you
if
would
I
be in
was
London?
no,
Go
I'm
on.
gonna be it's Ramadan actually, so I'm gonna stay put basically and be
Oh,
fasting. I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah,
say if
yeah.
this was maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, during my birthday, I 100% would have met you. I would have been
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Singapore. I'd be
You would
like,
have
oh, I'll
been
see you there.
Singapore.
At least for a short weekend, I'll come see you. But anyway, times
I
have changed. I
know.
shouldn't be living in the past.
Times has changed. You're a married man. You're living in Dubai now. Yeah. That's all good, man. Like you've come a long way. I remember when you was like, man, I'm still single, and then I remember you were like, I'm getting older, and I need to take it seriously and whatnot. And you did, and I'm really happy that you've done that, and that you're happy. How is your wife? You said that she's not well, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, she's okay. Basically,
Yeah.
when I was in the UK, the kids caught a flu, and then
Oh,
she caught it as we were flying out. So her plane journey was not the best. I mean, I didn't sleep as I don't sleep anyway, but for her,
right.
she couldn't sleep and she was had the flu. And then just the last couple of days, she just can't get rid of this cough and her head's banging and
Yeah.
whatnot, and I could hear her
Stubborn.
struggling while she sleeps. Um,
Oh man.
but hopefully, just with rest and a bit of like cough syrup medicine, she'll be okay, taking the
Yeah.
vitamins and stuff. But yeah, no, I appreciate what you said earlier. I remember having that conversation with you, and no, when like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with it. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I was having fun. I was, doing what I was doing,
Yeah.
but when
You
the
out.
truth is that yeah, I wasn't happy. Like, it wasn't happiness.
You was
Yes,
empty.
yes, exactly.
Empty. I
And
know exactly what you mean.
yeah, so yes, linking, having a game here and there. Oh, fun at the moment, but when you're sitting there on a Sunday night or Saturday night one day and nothing's going on, and you're sitting there by
It's
yourself, you're
like
like, oh,
empty bed.
exactly. And you know what? I just realized
Mm.
it's exciting and fun at the moment, but to have a
Yeah,
permanent
yeah.
level of peace and fun and
Consistency.
happiness,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
man, that's what I was always looking for anyway. But Allah
I
bless me and I'm
remember.
now married. I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna say something.
Yeah. um, get her on the ginger and garlic and mix up, like a ginger shot, because some of these syrup things they're all right for the layer, but when you want to get down where the shit's all
Mm.
stuck, you need to eat that herbal shit. So yeah, I would
Yes,
do that as a good
100%.
good husband. You'll pound that ginger and garlic, put some honey in it, a little bit of lime or lemon, give it to her. She won't like it. She won't like you about maybe 2 days. She won't like you, but she'll be good. you
No,
know,
no, you know what? Good, it's a good shout. I did a little bit in London. I didn't do the ginger.
Mm,
I done lemon and
honey,
honey. Well, honey and ginger mix. But yes, I think we got that down. In fact, I think we got some
ginger.
downstairs because I bought some honey
Mm,
ginger mix, And
Okay.
yeah, no, you're a good shout, good shout. We'll do that tonight.
But real ginger though. I mean, yeah,
Well, okay, I bought this thing. It's supposed to be organic, authentic ginger and honey.
sure.
God knows what these shops
Okay.
are selling you, to be honest with you. But
Get the real stuff.
you're right. It should be the pure ginger. Smash that shit, put it in there.
Yeah. Because it's all anti-inflammatory, coagulant, whatever. It doesn't do it. She'll
Yeah,
love you
no,
for it.
I 100% agree with you. I'll definitely, yeah, go
Mm,
down and see if she can bust some of that ginger and
yeah,
honey
man.
tea.
Literally, for the past like 6 weeks, I've just been having ginger shots, little like concoctions just to just boost my immune system, and it has helped. It has helped a lot. Yeah, people are coughing and
Definitely.
sneezing, and just like that's your problem.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I was around my nephews and nieces, all of them got it. My wife's got it. I've obviously been around her. Touch wood, I
Hmm.
haven't got it. I mean, look, obviously, yes, when I was home, I was eating crap, but I was still working out. I was still taking my
Yeah,
vitamins, and I was still fast
yeah,
for maybe like, I don't know, 12 to 16 hours. Yes, I
yeah.
was eating a lot of shit, no lies. So the food was I was definitely poisoning myself, but at least I was fasting and trying to keep myself in my immune system good. So touch wood, this is why I didn't fall sick. I haven't been sick, touch wood again, since when I caught it COVID the first time. But I put that down to
Yeah,
me being a little bit obsessed with my vitamins and working out and trying to eat clean. Like I'm eating clean now, like piece of steak, like I
yeah,
was telling you, piece of steak, broccoli
yeah.
rice with some like egg fried broccoli
Oh,
rice, carrots,
that's muscle
broccoli,
food. Muscle
spinach.
food.
Yeah,
Pure
but
muscle
and
food.
the thing is, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie, the only satisfaction is a little bit of fat that's on the steak because it tastes juicy, and then the fact that it's healthy. The fact that it's healthy, I'm like, that's the satisfaction. I'm like, all right.
You're happy with that. Question for you, right? How did you cook your steak? You see the fat bit? Do you leave it on there, or do you cut the fat off and let it fry separately? What do you do?
Oh, I've never heard about that one. I might try that one, but I
Try
leave
that.
it on. I leave it on, and I actually
Leave
bought
it
an
on.
air fryer from the
Good
UK.
man. Good man.
So really good. Actually, it's really good, really convenient. So I cooked this
Hmm.
one in the air fryer. It did make it well done.
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium rare type of guy.
Same. Same.
But
Mm,
it did
mm,
make it so the steak is a bit, dry, but the fat part with the
mm.
crunchiness is
Crunch.
delicious. And inside soft. The
Oh.
fat is like crunchy on the outside,
Oh.
inside soft. So I was like, the air fryer done well with the fatty part. The steak part is edible, but it's well done. That's not really my cup of tea,
Right.
but it's cool.
Okay.
But I might try that separate fat, bro. The
Yeah.
fat
Yeah.
when you do
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
nice. Oh God, it's so good.
Listen. I would say like I always see them put the steak in an air fryer, and me personally, I think it yeah, you see that's too well done. I think it depends how you want to eat it, but like you just said, I don't think it does well in an air fryer. The fat you can do that, but anyway, when I pan fry it, I slice off the fat, right? So you can roll it around, then it can get really crispy and crunchy, like a crispy pork belly. Sorry, you don't eat that. Um, like duck, crispy, when it's crispy but it's soft. Try that with the fat. Try that with the fat. So cut it off, toss it around so it gets kind of crispy and crunchy, and then devour that shit.
All right.
Beautiful,
I'll keep that in
beautiful.
mind for next time. I'll give that a try. I've got another steak to make on Thursday, so I'll try it then. I'll try it then.
This guy's got steak in his diary.
Oh, bro, I
Yo,
got steak.
24.
I mixed it. Monday, Wednesday is chicken breast and vegetables and blah blah blah. Tuesday and Thursdays is steak. And
Okay.
you know, I'm not the best cook. It tastes alright. It's dry as hell, but it's healthy. And I need to be clean for minimum 4 days. Minimum.
Mm,
Um,
mm, mm, mm,
especially
mm.
after the binge of food I just ate in the UK. But let's get into it, man. We're here to talk about some fights. We got some
We
fights
are.
coming up, but there's two main
Yes.
news we need to start with. I mean, one of them is first one is sad news, and I can't believe this happened. But Victoria Lee, who's well known in Singapore. She fought in the ONE FC. She's only 18. Her family, her
Mm,
family is a martial arts family. Her sister and her brother are ONE FC champions. Christian Lee
mm,
is her brother,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
why am I blanking on her sister's name?
Is it Kimura? No.
No, what have
Kai,
I gone blank for?
no, her sister. I forgot her name. She's a badass as well, no? Sister.
She's proper badass. Why have I gone blank? My mind's
Yeah.
gone so blank. But
Oh,
we'll come back to it. But yes, like unfortunately she passed away during the holiday season. News just came out now, and her sister posted something about it, and
Right.
so young that she passed away. I don't know the details, but I
Me neither.
think it's suicide, based on her sister's message. The last part of the message said something about, reach out to your loved ones, reach out to them, always communicate, something like that. In the lines of that, I'm just paraphrasing. Why have I gone blank on your sister's name, bro?
Angela.
Angela
Angela
Lee. There
Lee.
you go, Angela Lee.
Angela
But
Lee.
I've
Yeah,
gone black, but
yeah.
they're super famous.
Who's
Not
that?
just famous, but they're, badass one of C fighters, champions, and martial artists. And yeah, it's just very sad news. And to me, I was talking to Kibbs about it yesterday. She's young.
Mm,
I think it's
mm,
suicide. I don't know. But if it is, I
yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if it happened to do with, the pressures of living up to her brothers and sisters, the pressures of fighting professionally and living up, not even just fighting, I reckon it's the living up to the expectations, the mental pressures. And then, you're in the age of
Mm,
social media. She's still a kid. She's 18. So you still got social
yeah.
media and all that. So I'm pretty sure there's some fucked up shit out there, be it like negative in all aspects. She's a young female, she's good looking female, and she's a ONE FC fighter. I reckon that people, again, this is all speculating. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if the cause of death
Mm,
was, but I'm just saying in
mm,
general,
mm, mm,
there's so
mm,
much. I can imagine the pressures. Like I go through pressures, and I'm at
mm.
nobody who's freaking works in advertising, right? And we do a little podcast here and there, and we go through our own stresses and whatnot. Could you imagine
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
on that
yeah, yeah.
level?
On that level, no, it's I'd never heard any whispers of that. I heard it was a sudden death. But whatever the case may be, thoughts to their family and wishes. And yeah, I mean, that message about reaching out to people that you should, that might be lost somewhere or don't know how to communicate. That's an important message because you know, we all know somebody who may have gone through something and maybe it didn't go that far, but you know, you were unable to speak to them about something at a certain time and they're a bit lost and it can get quite scary. You just, because that's kind of like the end of where it could go. You don't know what's going on in people's heads. And you should try to reach out to people if you can and maybe pick up signs and not ignore signals from people, and just reach out every now and then. So yeah, man, that's scary. That is scary
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
And like I said, I mean, I shouldn't speculate, man. I assume, but maybe I shouldn't speculate. It could be just a sudden passing away. With those cases happen, healthy young
Yeah,
people suddenly pass
yeah,
away. So I shouldn't speculate like that. But just in
yeah,
general, if you got loved
yeah,
ones
man.
out there, I mean, this is why you know what's funny? I was just speaking to
Mm,
my family. My dad
mm.
is in Bangladesh now. The last
Oh
time, and
yeah,
all his brothers are there. The last
yeah.
time all five brothers were in Bangladesh, the house that they lived up was in 1960. Can you believe that? In the 60s, basically. And they haven't
Wow.
been together, all five of them, in over, I can't even do the math, 40 years or something like that.
40 years, 40, no, that's more.
40,
That's like
50 years.
50 something, 40, 50 years, 50 plus. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I couldn't do that with well, I left UK the other day emotional. I went to sleep yesterday
Uh,
night sad. I woke up sad because I missed my family.
wow.
Again, different generations and whatnot.
Yeah,
I just couldn't
yeah,
imagine, not seeing my brothers and sisters, my friends, my family for so
yeah.
long. And I tell you what, we got technology. I've been speaking to
Mm.
you every day for like almost for longest like WhatsApp. We do these video calls. I got that relationship with you. I connect with you through this. They didn't have that when my parents and
Yeah.
stuff back in the day. But just
Were they writing letters? They writing
writing
letters?
letters, the old video
Yeah.
calls. I remember back in the 80s and early 90s, is my dad had that big ass camcorder, and he'll record
Oh,
it. So we'll say a
uh,
message, "Hello, granddad, how are you? Da da da. I'm doing
and
okay in
then
school." Then he'll record.
yeah,
He'll put it on a VHS, and then send
uh,
it to Bangladesh. Or if someone was going to Bangladesh, give him the
uh,
tape.
give them the tape, and then oh my God,
That was a video
we've been
call back in the days.
that was video call back in the day. We've been doing this since 2014, haven't we? Obviously, we haven't been recording that long, but like you said, we've been keeping in communication for that long, and we take it for granted. I remember, um, my dad used to he used to sponsor this kid called Yaya from Gambia, and he knew him from a boy in the village, and they used to write each other, and he still has the letters to this day. And that boy has now grown into a man. He lives in Sweden. He's an software engineer and everything. And it's like, man, like you know, as a kid, you see these things. Oh, it's a letter, piece of paper, you know, and you just think, ah, and then it went from paper to email, and now it's like, I ain't writing nothing. I'll send you a voice note, you know, you take it for granted, and things that move so fast. So yeah, man, it's you know, gotta make the most of it. We have all this technology in our hands to do things, and people still ain't communicating. Wake up, people, you know? Jeez.
No, agreed, bro. Agreed. And you know, yes, text message and all that stuff is good, but sometimes a video call or voice note. I think a video
Yeah,
call is one of the best.
video
Face to
call
face is
is
nothing beats face to face. But you know, you
yeah.
should do that. When I was in Hong Kong, you just would send me a random message. Hope you're well, bro. And you don't understand like how much that means. I've left my family, I've left everything in the UK, and I moved, and then just people like yourself, other friends, and it doesn't have to be. It was just those little. Hope you're good, bro. And then I was like,
Mm.
man, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Like just that communication. So it's important that we communicate with loved ones, people you find valuable in your life. And if you do think someone's suffering in silence, you know, I mean, no one should suffer in silence. You should always communicate. But if you do
Sure.
think someone is,
Mhm.
you know, just have that communication with them. It just means so much.
No doubt, no doubt. And you know, I know we're going off topic here, but um, you know, I'm very grateful to have people like yourself and people like my good friends who, I mean, everybody probably needs a little bit of therapy here and there. We don't know how much we need, but we could all do something to clear our heads, right? And I feel like if I didn't have my people around, not that I need to be banging down the therapist's door, but there's a lot of things I've gotten off my chest and you know, compartmentalized and kind of worked out just through speaking to my guys about it, you know. And you know, it's really really helpful, and I really appreciate having these people around because a lot of people don't have that, you know. So yeah, thank you to all yourself and those people who I have their ear and they have mine. Yes.
Yeah, no, 100. Well, I always say this, man. Just talking is a form of therapy. You know what I mean? Like
Legit.
when I used to talk to you about when I was talking to you about what we spoke about earlier, like bro, I'm still single and
Yeah.
that was therapy. You know what I'm saying? That was me
Yeah.
expressing myself to you. And then do you
Yeah.
know what happened? I mean, that was a form of therapy. Do you know what happened? You told me to
Go
try
on.
that app, the new one,
Hinge.
Hinge. Never heard of it. None of that stuff. You go, just try it. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
tried it. And then I
Yeah.
met my
Yeah.
wife. The first girl and the only girl I met from that was my wife. How crazy is
Are
that?
you kidding? Are you
Like,
kidding?
I didn't I tell you this. I've never told
No.
you this. It's you,
No.
bro. It's you. You're the one who gave me the app. You're the one who told me about it. And I joined it. And she's the first girl and only girl I met from it. And I married her. How crazy is that, bro? That's stemmed from me talking to you, you giving me the app, that just recommending it. Like, I never told you this.
No. I thought you just met her, you know, going to get some bubble tea or something.
No, man, I
That
don't
was
have the confidence to talk to a chick on the streets.
oh my God. Wow. Oh shit. Wow.
Yeah, so you're a big part of it, man. If believe it or not, or take it how you want to take it,
Wow.
you're a big part of like my story, if that our story, if that makes sense. And the
Oh
crazy
my
thing is you
gosh.
haven't met my wife yet.
Oh,
So hopefully next time we come to the UK, I could be like, well, this is the guy who told me to go on that. Like do you see what I'm saying though? Like how of course we're friends, but you just told me a simple little thing. You allowed me to speak to you, told me a simple little thing which led to my happiness. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Just little communications with friends and family and loved ones can lead to something amazing. And you done that for me.
I'm touched, man. I'm actually speechless.
I'm surprised.
Oh my
I'm
God.
surprised I forgot to tell you this. I'm surprised I never told you this, man.
I guess he probably would have told me when you had your wedding. Maybe that would have been the time. And maybe it
Maybe,
just,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe it could have been. But
Oh
hey, man, I
my God.
mean,
Damn, son. I had no idea. Wow. Okay. Well, great.
yeah. Well, look,
Oh,
I
I'm speechless.
mean,
Speechless.
again, condolences to the Lee family and rest in peace,
Yeah.
Victoria Lee. She
Yeah.
left, the fact is she's left her own legacy behind
Yeah.
even though so young, fighting in the ONE
Mm,
FC, dominating, being
yeah.
amazing, and just she left her own legacy, and condolences to the family.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, moving on. Another
Next,
bit of
please.
news. Khabib
Vegas
has
67?
what's
Oh,
that?
okay. Sorry. No, no, no. Go on.
I was gonna say Khabib has retired apparently from
Oh, that's what.
coaching now,
Yes,
like and out of MMA just to be with his family. Like
done.
that
Yeah,
came
he's
out of
done.
nowhere. What do you think about
Done.
that?
Yeah, I think I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. I know that those things are kind of oxymoron words to put together, but you know, I think I heard him say that he wasn't happy with the launch of Eagle FC in the Western world or something, and he wants to sell out. So so I'm shocked that he's doing it, but I'm not surprised given that if that's true, you know, um, it's too much stress. He's got family, you know. So shocked but not surprised kind of thing, you know, and good for him. Good for him because he's left his mark. He's always gonna be he's always gonna be, you know, one of, if not the GOAT in that division, if not in the UFC, period. And he's got all these guys in every division that we talk about every single week in every division out here just choking these fools. So, you know, his presence is always going to be there regardless if he's not in the cage side or, you know, he's not on the booth talking about the next up and coming fights, you know, in Eagle FC. So, you know, it's great. It's great. It's great that we were able to see him, you know, and kind of salute him off. So good for him, man. Simple.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, I'm sad that he's not going to be around. I was so sad when he retired because I wanted to see more. Sad that he might not
Yeah.
be around. I'm sure he'll do. I'm pretty sure he'll be at like the Abu Dhabi cards and he'll support Islam and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure on his
Yeah.
team. But I
Yeah.
think yeah, he just wanted to spend more time with his family. He's he's very religious. Family is a
Dignified.
big thing for him. Obviously, he spent all his time with his father training and whatnot. And after losing his
Yeah.
father, maybe he realized, and think about all the way that, he's got fighters in Bellator, UFC, ONE FC, traveling everywhere and not being with his family. He just figured, you know what, I hope he hasn't retired, but I hope he's just kind of like, what do you call it? Just prioritizes certain people or certain events. And he's like, I'll come to these ones or I train for these ones, but other ones I can't. Because he's still like when Islam was fighting in Abu Dhabi, he still came over to
Yeah.
Dubai and
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi
Yeah.
for over 2 months. And you know what I mean? Still,
Yeah.
that's not even his
That's
training camp, you know what I'm
time
trying to say?
away.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so just
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
spend that more time with his family and how could you not respect a family man in that
It's
manner? So yeah,
dignified.
amazing.
Completely dignified. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe Islam will be the same, and it will have another rendition of that in the next 5-10 years. Who knows? But but yeah, hats off to him. Brilliant man. Brilliant
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it's great. What you said, I'm so grateful to be able to experience it. And because MMA is such a new sport,
Yeah.
we were able to
It's
experience from the beginning. I guess his beginning
fast.
UFC career all the way to now, and it's freaking exciting. Look, he's not on the same level, and he'll say this as well, but I still kind of put him on that same level as when I say same level, I'm talking about representation, I guess now for as Muhammad Ali. Like
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, it will, of course, the GOAT, right? Especially when it
Yeah.
comes to outside of boxing, just because of back in the days where things were worse,
Yeah.
right? He
Yeah.
was a black man, he was standing up for his people. He was a
Yeah.
Muslim. People don't like that
Yeah.
either. He didn't go to, like he just and he gave up his heavyweight championship. Like that's like a real hero. Now Habib is
Yeah.
not on the same level. You can't compare that. But in recent days as a Muslim standing up and just being proud and just
Yeah.
being a Muslim, not
Yes.
even trying to preach it, just being it. You don't see
Yeah.
that much. And I think he's
Yeah.
influenced a lot of fighters
Oh
and
yes.
people out there to be
Yeah.
like, I can just be a Muslim. I don't have to hide it. Like I'm not gonna just,
Mm-hmm.
you can just be it. And I think he done that for a lot of the Muslim athletes and just Muslims in general, even myself, you know what I mean? Like, so I think, it's exciting. I can't imagine what I would have felt like if I was around when Muhammad Ali was around. Even though he was a black
Mm,
man, really, he represented everyone. Even white people who were being discriminated against, he represented them. He was just a human being
yeah.
that represented human beings on the highest level because they took away his heavyweight championship belt and he still was like, yeah, fuck off, take it. I'm still going to do what I'm doing. That's a fucking hero to me.
Mm,
I can't
for
imagine how I
sure.
would have felt back then and how people felt about this individual.
No doubt. I mean, and let's not forget, they took his belt away because he didn't want to fight in their war against, I think it was Vietnam or something, which was a war that didn't make sense. Regardless, it was just greed as it normally is. So, he was an icon. He was an everyman, and he stood for the people, and he was not for being turned or persuaded to follow and conform to other people's will. And what you're saying with Habib, he's almost like the Moses of MMA and Islam, just kind of parting the sea and allowing everybody to just follow this trend, this new trend, this new era that wasn't there before. There's nobody else that's done that with the Islam people in MMA. So yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. He's not the same as Muhammad Ali, but for Islamic people, he is the icon of MMA. Period. He is the guy who led the way for a lot of people that's been there when he was there, and also that will be there after. Way down the line, people remember his name. So
Definitely. I believe there's a fight island in Abu Dhabi because of him. Like I believe they built it for him. Listen,
you see?
I have to tell you, like when he was fighting Connor and they were at the
Oh,
weigh-ins and everyone was
oh.
booing him and it was mad and he was just like, Alhamdulillah. Like, I know you don't like this. Alhamdulillah, tomorrow night I'm gonna smash your boy. I was like, bro, the Muslims in the world just stood up. Alhamdulillah. Like, seriously, they just stood up. And it was a good feeling. Like I'm not gonna lie, it felt freaking good. Every time I see that clip, I'm like, man, that gives me goosebumps. He's on the highest level pay-per-view ever for MMA and everything, the highest level of stress and everything. And he's just like, Alhamdulillah. I was like, man, this is the man. And then obviously we saw what happened after the fight, which we condone. I was like, we don't want violence and shit. But but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no,
Eagle kicks,
definitely,
man.
definitely represents a lot, and
Definitely.
I wish him. I still want to meet him. Please come to Dubai and do a workshop somewhere, man. Please, like, do some of that shit at least. I would pay the money to do that, man.
I'm sure I'm sure you'll get your wish at some point. I'm sure of it because that guy's about. Maybe yeah, there'll be an exhibition or whatever will come up and he'll be around. I'm sure he's a nice, approachable guy. Unlike certain celebrities out there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no name, no names. Anyway,
Cool. What's been going on,
you,
bro?
I was gonna say, Kelvin Gastelum pulled out of UFC Vegas 67. He had a mouth injury. Pulled out the fight against Nasruddin Imavov, and Sean Strickland decided to just replace him. So we still have a main card, but it's not Kelvin Gastelum. What do you think about that?
And I also heard it's at 205. Is that true?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. So Kelvin kind of needed that fight because he had a 2-fight losing streak. It was Cannonier and Whitaker beat him, right?
I
Back to
think
back
so,
losses.
yeah. I mean, Kelvin
Yeah,
definitely was up there for the title one, and then that massive
once.
fight with Adesanya and shit. And then I think he went on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think what's the name? Jack
yeah.
Hermanson beat him. I got a leg lock on him, I believe.
It's a 3-fight losing streak.
I can't remember. But yeah,
Well,
I
he
mean,
needs
Sean
to fight.
Strickland's fun. You know what I mean? My guy's
He is.
always down
Yeah,
for fighting. He talks a lot of shit, which is fun and a
yeah.
bit controversial, but however you want to take it. My guy says it how he said how it is. And then yeah, so I mean, I'm down for that. I'm excited for that. I
Yeah.
guess I mean definitely we haven't seen any fights in a couple of weeks, so I'm definitely excited to catch
Hungry.
something. So yeah, man, I'm
Pretty,
down.
yeah, pretty hungry. So that's happened. I got Paddy Pimblett versus Terrence McKinney. Should happen in March. You know Terrence
Okay.
McKinney? You know him?
Terrence McKinney, man. Let me
Terrence
Google it.
McKinney. Well that's meant to be confirmed in March, the next fight for
Let
Mr.
me
Paddy the
check real
Baddy.
quick.
Mr. Paddy's been going around like having a lot of mess, spilling a lot of tea with a lot of people, man.
What do you mean?
Well, he had a bit of a thing with Ariel, and then back and forth with I think a lot of different fighters. I don't know, the energy seems a bit weird with Paddy at the moment. I don't know. People, he's kind of created a bad guy persona. A lot of people are kind of off the Paddy bandwagon at the moment. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's not good for his stock, you know, especially if you cuss Ariel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. Oh, and he was. Oh, yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about. And he was making
You
some
got it
comments
now?
about if Paddy tries to block my punches with his face, he's getting knocked the fuck out. Which is obviously something he's got to work on. Um, but what do you call it? Yeah, I mean, I like. Listen, I think Paddy, like the charity work and the stuff that he's doing for mental health, I think that's a big thing. And he's just popular and he's got his own ways and he came. I don't know, like. Yes, I saw that shit, him cussing Ariel and Ariel had all his facts backed up and everything. Um, a lot of people like cuss Ariel. Dana White, Brendan Sharp. He got beef. It's weird. A journalist has got beef with everyone. He's got beef with UFC fighters. It's weird.
Oh
Khabib and
man.
Ali Abdul, all these fighters
Yeah,
they don't talk
yeah,
to
yeah,
Ariel.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I have no idea, but I don't know the that ins and outs of that. But yeah, it's I
Nah,
mean, I'm still a
I
fan.
oh yeah, I am too, and even Ariel, like I love Ariel is one of the he is MMA published like journalism. He is the face of it. I've been listening to him for years. I listen to as much as I used to,
He's the
but
GOAT,
I
right?
know,
For journalism, it's got to be the GOAT.
yeah. Even though he's not allowed to be in the events anymore, but he's still one of the best. He is the best journalist out there. Do I agree with his style completely? No, but he gets the news. He gets the job done.
I
He
remember
gets the
meeting
job
him
done.
in Ireland.
You,
Did I tell
you
you
met
that?
Ariel?
Yeah, because
No.
I went to the McGregor fight. I don't have a picture because
Oh,
it was on my friend's camera.
oh
But I
man.
went to the
Wow.
McGregor fight when he
Yeah.
fought. Oh man, the guy's
Um,
face is in my head. The Brazilian dude.
Brimage. Brimage. No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, the other guy who looked like Aldo.
Barao or something? No, that's not Barao. What am I talking
No.
about?
Ah, I know who you mean. I know who you mean. I know. Yeah. Go on. I'll find it. Go on.
Yeah. So yeah, and I remember meeting him and just getting a picture with him or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I listen to the MMA Hour. That's his show. Right? I listen to it
Yeah.
when I have a
Yeah.
chance. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to get his perspective. He has great guests and great conversations with.
Yeah.
I think he has some of the best conversations with fighters and stuff, and he's grown so much. But yeah, I don't know. Paddy's freaking famous anyway. He's popular as shit, so he can say what he wants and do what he wants. I don't think it's gonna hurt his rep.
Diego Brandao.
Brandao, that's it.
Yeah. Because I remember when he beat him up, and he was saying, "Oh, he's just another Brazilian like Aldo or whatever he is," and then kind of beat him in the same way. It just like made him look silly. Um, one of those things.
Yeah,
One of
man.
those. Okay, Aljamain meant to fight Henry Cejudo, but he's torn his bicep, so it's delayed. Is
Damn,
that fight gonna
Aljamain's
happen?
torn his bicep again? But he not again, but
Yeah,
has another injury.
it hasn't. I don't think it's recovered. Because
Damn.
the fight was maybe going to be scheduled, but he's saying I can't give you a scheduling date because it's still torn. Like I don't want to fight with this bicep torn again. So I think he
Yeah.
he fought maybe did he fight Dillashaw with the torn bicep?
I don't know. I know
Do you know?
Dillashaw fought
Okay.
with a torn shoulder or dislocated
Right.
shoulder.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, yeah, he's saying that, there's a delay because of that, and yeah, he's gonna have to be postponed, basically.
Well, I think
So
in
that
that
sucks.
division, if he wait, because Cejudo ain't doing shit anyway, but he's waiting for that title shot, so that's fine.
Right.
And then you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
Sugar Sean, who's up there as well. Then you got Chito
Yeah.
Vera versus, come on, man, Chito Vera versus, why have I gone blank, man? Someone good as well, someone up there as well.
Sugar. Oh, Marlon Cheeto Vera. Cheeto?
Yeah, he's fighting. What's his next fight?
Sandhagen, no?
Sandhagen. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're gonna fight. So that takes some
Yeah.
time, and they're up there. I guess
Uh-huh.
if one of them, because Sugar, let's be real, Sugar is the most popular guy. The UFC, yes, is about the best fighters, but it is about the popular fighters too. So I reckon what they would do is the winner of Cheeto and Sandhagen will fight Sugar. The winner of Sugar that fight will get the title shot. After,
Yeah.
and by the time all that happens, Aljo will be ready to come back and fight Cejudo. Right. So the only one that's just chilling for now, I guess, is Sugar, unless he takes up another fight. That's my opinion. I don't know. That's what I think. So by the time all that happens, he'll be healed. He'll fight Cejudo, and then if Cejudo stays, then I guess the winner of Sugar versus the winner of Cheeto and what have I gone blank again? Sanhagen.
Sanhagen?
Yes,
Sanhagen,
we'll get the title shot. That's my thoughts.
That makes sense. I mean, I have a quote directly from Aljo. He says, "It's whether or not I can compete with a torn bicep again." Sterling said, "Going through another training camp with a torn bicep against a guy who is stronger in the wrestling department, who will use his wrestling more. I'm going to need this bicep to be to compete at 100%, and I don't take Henry Cejudo lightly. Is it realistic for me to fight in March? I don't really think so." There you go. From the Funk Master's mouth himself. So yeah, there you go. There you go. So I guess I mean Petroyan is still there, so they're probably gonna dance a little bit and then work it out. But you know, obviously, if the UFC is gonna push and they want the division to move on, they will probably bring out the interim title belt.
I mean, they do throw those around a lot, so it is what it is, I guess. But still a fun, exciting division, man. So I ain't mad at that one.
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay, next piece of news. Not really the most exciting one, but it's news all the same. Mike Jackson, the famous Mike Jackson, who got his ass beat down by Jake Shields recently, called Jake Shields a Nazi, and more famously or infamously, fought CM Punk and gave him the bolo punches. He's been released from the UFC.
Oh damn! Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Next. Dylan Dennis pulled out of the KSI fight, right? That guy, I don't even know what to say. He was a big deal once upon a time, before and after he got kicked in the face by Habib, by the Eagle. But yeah, what do you think of him? Pulling out of his fight, not really being in MMA anymore. He's still undefeated in Bellator. He hasn't been fighting. He tried to do a little side move with whatever the boxing organization is. He's beefing with everybody, but he's not fighting. Like, what's up with that? What do you think's up with that?
Do you know what? Yeah, he's the only MMA fighter that Ariel Helwani disses the shit out of and doesn't do anything bad. Like, if everyone tried that with any other fighter, they'll bust him up. Like, but he'd be But he disses the shit out of him and of Dennis, and he don't. You know what, bro? Listen, I can't say that I'm a fan or anything, or I follow his career and I'm disappointed. And no, I don't really care. Like, yes, there's a little bit of like, let me see what this is about, but I'm not really I don't follow his journey and whatnot.
Me neither.
And I just think if this is it's almost cringy that you pulled out of a YouTube fight, with a YouTuber and whatnot. And he hasn't fought, and he does try to beef. I mean, there was a point where he was just like, "I'll beat this guy, I'll beat that," like really trying to put his neck, but he ain't done nothing. So really, he can't do anything. So I don't know his game, but like I said, everyone disses him, and including Ariel Helwani, and I'm just like, damn, if that guy, and that was in his face. They done the MMA hour in studio, and he was dissing him, and I was like, damn, man, Ariel was brave with this guy.
That was last week, no? That one. Right, okay, and then
a couple weeks ago,
a day later, right, and then the day later he pulled out of the fight, basically. He's a strange one. I remember when he first came up and he wore the same kind of loud clothes that Conor wore. He had a tattoo and this and that, and before Conor had fought Habib, and he was someone that was possibly gonna do something, and now he's kind of become like a public joke and a bit of smut under people's shoes. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I thought he would have done something at some point and maybe even come to the UFC and fought some guys, but it looks like it's not going to go that way for him. So yeah, he's in the dust pile basically.
Yeah, and I guess he was well known in
grappling,
jiu-jitsu.
and
I heard as a brown belt, like he was a high level brown belt, like really high level.
Very good, yeah.
And then obviously you got his black belt and blah blah blah. But I don't know. Obviously his jiu-jitsu coach, I think it's Marcelo Garcia. Shit, I don't want to. I should not be spoiling that name, and that would be horrible if I did, man. Let me just check.
But go on, what you were saying. So
Even he disowned him because he didn't like his speech. Like, we're
oh
martial
wow.
artists. We don't do what you do.
Oh, I think he must have drank some of the Connor Kool-Aid. That's must have been what it is.
It must be. It must be. Marcelo Garcia. Yeah. Who's a
Okay, well
freaking
remembered.
wizard and whatnot. He disowned him from the school. Like, I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, we don't do that. That we're martial artists. We
Mm,
show respect and everything. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of trash talking, but just taking it to that level.
mm,
Apparently, during the Khabib fight, he was making comments about religion and all that sort of stuff. And that's one of the
right.
main reasons why Khabib jumped over the cage, because he must have called him apparently, again, a filthy Islamic rat or something like that. So I
Oh
don't know if that
yes,
was
yes.
true. Maybe people made that shit up. That could be
Mm,
true. I don't see them being that full on racist. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think they'll make comments, but I doubt that they'll say something as blunt and as racist as "you Islamic rat" or whatever. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. I
yeah.
don't see that in him, in Connor, in any of them. I saw some little comments here and
Mm,
there, and yeah, I mean, Connor did make remarks which could be offensive towards Islam. I did see even his
mm,
coach say something about the Prophet Muhammad or something like that. Not, I guess it wasn't a direct insult, but any sort of comment anyway is an insult to Muslims. I'll tell you that now. But to just blunt out
mm,
say, "you Islamic rat," something, then I just don't see that happening. However, anyway, apparently that he said that, and that's
mm.
why Khabib jumped over and tried to kick him in the face. But yeah, I'm not. I don't care. Like, to be honest with you, if
Yeah,
I would not have watched the KRS fight. Um,
yeah,
I would have
yeah. Me
just saw the
neither.
highlights or saw the results for
Same.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really. Whatever he does in the future, I'm not really. I don't really care really.
All right. Garbage then. Check this out. Benil Dariush says that Dustin Poirier should consider retirement because he's only chasing name fights. What do you think of that?
It's a good point, right? I think I saw that tweet as well, and I think Dustin Poirier
Yeah.
responds saying, "I'll consider that, and I'll send you some hot sauce or something like that." So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he said, like, no point fighting, like did he say something about being a journeyman or something, like not being a like try not to be a journeyman or something like that? I don't think he said the word journeyman, but something in the lines of up and coming fighters or something. But I mean, look, if Poirier's done it all, man, and he didn't, he was an interim champion at the
Mm.
highest level, overcame adversity from losing to Conor at featherweight, coming up
Oh,
and the highest level at lightweight, which I think was a more of a
yeah.
in-depth division.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Mm-hmm.
could do what he wants, man. And to be honest with you, if he can get name fights and make money for his last couple of fights, 100%, I think he should do that.
Mm.
Because good on him and he deserves that. But if he can't and he has to start fighting up and coming fighters and they use his name, then I think even
Yeah.
him, like I think him, I don't know if he's actually said it himself that he's like not considered retiring, but like, I don't like doing this shit anymore, like, that type of attitude. So I don't know, man. I love that
Mm.
dude, man, and what he does for charity is always so
Same.
humbling and amazing. He's a good dude, bro. I think he would have been a great champion. I think regardless, he is a champion, and I think he would have
Yeah.
represented himself and the sport in a very humble manner.
I agree with you. Yeah, and I've always liked Dustin. I remember I remember seeing him get washed by Connor all those years ago and just thinking, oh damn, like he's just gonna be this guy, this Connor's Connor come up. And then like the transformation that he had after that, like was on another level. Like, and then I'd never forgotten the name after seeing him kind of go through and beat these guys who I thought he wouldn't hold accountable to. So yeah, no, we don't want any of our favorite fighters to be gatekeepers for anybody. Like I hate when that happens. Um, so
Agreed.
yeah, no, I hear you on that. If you can make some money and get out and not get CTE in the process, cool.
Agreed.
It's kind of where it's at. Okay, next one. Or anything else to add on that one?
No, I agree with what you're saying, man. And I'm sure, and he's a smart dude. He's got his hot sauce business. So obviously he's doing things
Yeah,
outside of MMA already.
yeah,
So he's a smart
yeah,
individual. So I think when he does retire, make a couple of a couple of more big money fights. He done the two with Connor. So good on him, man, because
yeah.
he made money, I'm sure of that. And then,
Oh, he did.
now he's doing businesses outside the UFC. He's ready to. I think he could be ready to retire and live a nice life. So good on him, man. Love that dude.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, Francisco Trinaldo got released, and he said it's offensive.
Offensive. Why is it
Yeah,
offensive?
I don't know. Like, he's 44 years old. He took offense to it. Yeah, they parted ways with him, and he's not happy with it. What do you reckon? What do you think of him? I mean, he's been around for a long time now.
Trying to visualize his face,
Wins
bro. 1 second.
so 5 of his before the have insurance with in his 5 of
How do you
his
spell his name, bro?
Francisco Trinaldo. So like San Francisco.
Fernando.
Francisco Trinaldo.
Trinaldo.
Yeah, Brazilian. He's been around for a while. Normally, like, fights on the undercard, maybe. Yeah, I don't think he's fought main card before. Maybe not. I can't remember.
Well, some next dude came. I know it. I know it. If I see his face, I know I'm gonna know who this is.
Him. Oh, him.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah. I remember him.
Him.
Did he fight in Ultimate Fighter, like the Brazilian Ultimate Fighter or something? Maybe I could
He
be
may
wrong,
have
but one
done.
of the Ultimate Fighters or something.
He's been around since 2012. That's when he first debuted.
Damn, so he's been around for a while.
He's been around for a minute, but he just never broke into the top echelon, of the competition. But yeah, he basically said it was good while it lasted. I feel a bit offended, but it was all good to me because it gives me more energy to train. Now that I was not that I was tired of fighting in the UFC, but it's good that I'm going to fight for other promotions. So he's not done. Maybe he'll do bare knuckle. Maybe he'll do PFL. Who knows? Meet other people. MMA is only growing, so let's leave that feeling in the past. Doesn't sound too sour to me.
Yeah, I mean, what did he say was offensive? What did he mean by offensive? Like, because of his age or something? Did he say anything about that?
No, but he said he might go and fight in the PFL, by the way.
Okay.
No, he hasn't said anything. But I mean, no, he didn't say anything. But if he does join the PFL, he will join people like Aspen Ladd, Shane Burgos, and Marlon Moraes if he does. Anthony Pettis and Roy McDonald. So he'll have some buddies, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was trying to find his fight list, people he's fought and whatnot, just sees, again, I can't remember. Like, I can't remember his accolades and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't think he came up in the top tier of his division or whatnot, but yeah, good for him, man. I mean, he got released. I guess at least it hasn't broken him or whatnot, and he's going to move forward, thinking about different organizations and all that sort of stuff. So, respect for him for carrying on and not allowing this to hold him back.
For sure, he had a good record. He had 28-9, right? He fought dudes like John McDassie, Bobby Green, Alexander Hernandez, Evan Dunham, James Vick, Jim Miller, Kevin Lee.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Paul Felder. He beat Paul. He beat some dudes, man. He beat I don't know who this, Chad Laprise. He beat Ross Pearson. He beat Yancy Medeiros. He beat Paul Felder. He beat Jim Miller. He beat Bobby Green. He beat John McDessie. He fought some guys, man. He fought some guys and he beat them. Ross Pearson was a good fighter once upon a time. Remember him?
For the UK, yeah, he won did he win? No, he was a coach. No, he was in the UK versus US tough, and then he was a coach. But yeah, no, I mean, good. I mean, he's got a good record, good accolade on him. I guess. Yeah, no, I mean, 44 though. That's it's in the fighting world, I guess, in the combat sport world, when you're putting your body under so much pressure. I mean, that's a tough one.
He's pushing it. I mean, he didn't get knocked out that much. He got a couple TKO losses, punches and whatnot, but he didn't get rattled too much. So, well, that's him. Sail off into the sunset, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. What else do I have? I think that's my list. What have you got? You got anything else?
That was that was it from my side. I didn't really have anything else on my side. I know there's a ONE FC card coming up. We got the UFC card that we spoke about. Who else is on that UFC card? Let's have a quick look.
That's a good
Oh,
question, actually. So UFC Vegas 67. We have so obviously we've got Sean Strickland against Nasruddin Imavov as a main card, right? And then
yeah.
working down from there, I
Oh, we were supposed to
go
get
on.
Shavkat Rakhmonov back and Jeff Neal. We
Knee.
didn't. That card was cancelled. That fight was cancelled. That's a shame.
Okay.
I
Damn.
would have. I would have I mean, look, I'm gonna watch the fight anyway, but I would. That would have been my main event for sure. But
That
Dan
would have.
Ige fighting. You got
He's a good fighter.
yeah, Raquel Pennington. Um, Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good card to start off the Uman Nurmagomedov. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna follow. He's on the preliminary, so I mean, I follow all the Nurmagomedovs, so I'm gonna watch that. That's his cousin. That's his cousin. So I'm gonna be definitely rooting for him. 50-0. Again,
Oh shit. One of them.
one of them, yeah. And he's a great striker
Yeah.
as well. So he's in the bantamweight division as well. If he can bring himself up, man, he'll be up there in the mix with the Sugar Sean's and Aljos and Chito Vera and whatnot. That's going to be, again, let's see how he does, but that's going to be a fun thing to see. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch that main card or that fight
Yeah,
at
that one.
least.
Okay, that's a good one then. The rest of them, I know Caitlin Vera. Oh, Raquel Pennington, Rocky Pennington. Yeah, I know her. Yeah. Like when it comes to the prelims, I'm pretty much I'm in the dark, man.
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know, which is good because then I can watch it and be like, oh, there's a new dudes to watch. So or gals. So, um, yeah. Okay.
cool.
And then the one after that, we go. Oh, the week after that, 21st of January in Rio de Janeiro, we have Glover versus Jamar Hill for the vacant light heavyweight belt. That's something to look at, no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Something
I
to look
think we
at.
could touch base on that when we talk this next week. But yeah, for sure. I mean, that's going to be
Yeah.
fun. We've spoken about Glover's story. I hope it happens for him because that would be freaking awesome if he wins in
Yeah.
Brazil and then
Yeah.
retires. That would be the best story ever, man.
That would be beautiful if he did that. Yeah, you're right. We'll talk about that card more, but just looking forward that we have a lot of things to be excited for in January still. So that's great.
Definitely, definitely. I'm trying to pull up the one championship fight, which I think is happening in 3 days. Yeah, January 13th and 14th. What we got
Is
here?
it?
Yeah, there's some one championship stuff. Basic, man. It's taking me to the app and my app doesn't work.
Let me
One
let me check
second.
Bellator then while you do that then, and then I get something. What's this? We got tweet
Ah,
by the
right.
that's will Fedor walk away with the belt in Bellator 290? What?
Man, I can't check the
That's
one FC. It keeps taking me to the app and then the app doesn't work for some reason. So I don't know, I can't catch that one.
it's bombing you out. You're not getting none.
Yeah, the app's not working properly.
Okay. All right. Let me see what I got. I've got man. That's
Yeah, that's not working,
Bellator is
basic.
Bellator's quiet, man. What's going on, Bellator?
Well, they had that Ryzen versus Thing event not too long ago. I mean, but still.
True. 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 Okay. I don't think there's anything going on in the. Oh, that's past events. Um. Oh shit. Wait. Hold up. Okay. Hold on. I got some shit. I've got um Beta versus Beta versus Fedor 2 for the light heavyweight belt, right? This is February 4th. And then we've got Eblin versus Tokov for the middleweight belt. I don't know those guys anymore. Um, so yeah, 2nd of February, 4th of February is the next Bellator card, and then there's one on the 25th of February, another welterweight championship fight going on, rematch. Not much though, not much.
Fedor's still doing the damn thing, man. What a
Can't believe it,
legend. I
man.
mean, he's definitely gonna go down as one of the greats, isn't it? Um,
Yeah, his record is 40-6. Come on, man. Like, you know, it's nuts. Um, yeah, it is pretty nuts. Of course, like people who know about Pride know that there was some things that weren't quite savory, might speculate on his record, might do. I'm not one of them. I don't know. I wasn't there, but regardless, he's one fucking guy, man. Like he's. I remember, yeah. This is how like recognized he was. I remember in college there was a guy who I used to. He was a smart guy. His name was Amir Sheikh. He was older than I was. I remember playing Street Fighter, whatever it was, Street Fighter 4, and there was a character called Abel, right? And he was like, "Yo, that's Abel," and I was like, "Yeah, what about him?" He's like, "Oh, Abel is made after Fedor," and I was like,
Oh
"What?"
damn.
And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How do you know about Fedor? Wait, you watch MMA?" And then we became talking about MMA. It became a whole thing. But yeah, like they made a character after Fedor in Street Fighter.
I think that's crazy. I mean, I think he definitely goes. He's on the Mount Rushmore of MMA, and he's one of the greatest in a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
people's books. So he's
yeah.
still doing the thing. I remember he retired for a bit. Now he's back.
Mm,
Let's see how it goes, man. I think he beat him. Obviously, what's his name? Beat him before. Who's he
Ryan
fighting?
Bader.
Bader beat him
Ryan
before, so
Bader.
I'm gone
Right.
blank. Yeah,
Yeah,
beat him before. So
yeah.
let's see how he does in the rematch.
Mm.
And that guy, man, fighting at heavyweight was just knocking out people. So yeah, no, that's
And he's so
exciting.
humble, so
Yeah, he's just
humble and
quiet.
ice
He's just a
cold.
scary Russian dude, just quiet. You know what I mean? Like, he
Yeah.
don't say a single thing and just knocks people out. Like these Russians, I mean,
Nah.
he's been around since back then, but now there's a Russian invasion with the I mean, that's the wrong word to use in this time of day or whatnot, or yeah. But as in the Russian
Oh,
invasion
the
in the
war.
MMA world with the Dagestanis and whatnot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. I
wrong
see.
words
I
to
see.
use
I
in this
see. I hear you. I
politically
hear you. I
world.
hear you.
But
I,
yeah,
I
no,
know
it's
what you meant.
just seems like a
I know what you
really
meant.
cool, humble.
Insurgents.
Yes,
Insurgents of Russians. Yeah.
that's it. That's
Insurgents.
it. That's
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
again. I love the fact that UFC didn't try to boycott the Russian fighters, and like the rest of the world tried to do after that. It's got nothing to do with these individuals. It's all got to do with governments and politics and power. They're
Politics.
all full of
Yeah.
shit. Anyway, let's not get into that. I found the ONE FC card. Fucking, it's gonna be a good
Go on.
card,
Go on.
bro. So you got
Go
people
on. Go
like
on. Show it
Gary
to me. Show it
Tonin.
to me.
Gary Tonin fighting. It's gonna be fun. You got Wartang coming back. Wartang's such a beast, and he keeps fighting everything. You got Angler and Sang from Myanmar
Oh
fighting. You
yeah.
got
Yeah. Yeah.
Stamp Fairtex, who's freaking awesome champion, and what do you call it as a
Right.
female Muay Thai fighter.
Right.
I'm not even naming their opponents, which I feel bad about. I'm not fully familiar with all the one championship
Yeah.
fighters, but I'm familiar with a few of them.
That's
You got
not bad.
Mikey Musumeci, who's fucking
Musi.
5-time world champion, jiu-jitsu champion. I
Really?
wish before I left Evolve
Musi.
MMA in Singapore, I was able to train with him or take a class from him, should I say, at least. But
Mm,
I missed that opportunity. He's there training in Evolve, which is awesome. So he's fighting for his grappling belt. You got Superlek, freaking Muay Thai fighter. That's going to be sick. And you got Super Bun, again, Muay Thai fighter, defending his belt. So yeah, man,
I
some
know one name.
high
I
level
know two
Muay.
names.
Yeah,
John Lineker, right? Hands of Stone against Fabricio Andrade. Isn't that a rematch?
think so.
Because John Lineker, the first fight, it went down as a no contest. Am I lying to myself? No, I'm not. No contest in the first fight. I think he kicked him accidental groin strikes as a rematch. I think
Is that the next
he was
card? The
losing.
next one is on the 14th of Jan in Bangkok. And we looking at the same one?
I'm just looking at fights in 2023. So
Oh, I
I'm
see.
yeah, and then there's Mighty Mouse as well fighting at some point too against Adriano Moraes. That's the third fight then, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're fighting again.
round three,
Yeah.
all
Oh
round,
shit.
whatever it is. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay, man. Oh, that fills my chest with. I feel like Tony Stark's arc reactor just like charged. You know, after meditation and listening to our chats about what's going on with UFC, I feel like it's like charge.
therapy, man.
Great
This is
feeling.
a form of therapy,
Yeah.
as we discussed, man.
Massive.
But yeah, awesome. I'm glad we
Exactly.
got a chance to talk. I know again timing and whatnot coming back from Dubai.
Ah,
I
all
apologize
good.
for eating the users and whatnot, listeners. I apologize for eating
It's all good.
during this,
They
but
forgive you.
Yeah,
They're happy
yeah.
with the content, right? We fed you fed yourself and we fed them. It's all good, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, bro. I mean, if there's nothing else, I guess it's a good way to end it.
Yeah,
But man, awesome. We'll talk on Sunday after the
yeah,
UFC fights. We'll definitely
yes,
catch up
yes.
again. Users, everyone listening, thank you so much for listening and the support. And please like, subscribe, whatever you got to do. Appreciate all of that. And
Love it.
shit, catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.
Oops. All right, but let me stop recording.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
this.